and explore Cordoba now. We're going to start with a tour of the patios. We're actually in Cordoba during the patio festival, which is quite unique. It happens the first 2 weeks in May, when they display amazing patios. Private homes open their doors for tourists to see the amazing patios that they have on display. And there are heaps of competitions for the best patios in the city and throughout the province. Come on, let's go. We are rushing to have a super quick breakfast. We have like 15 minutes before the tour starts. So we came here, it's just around the corner from where the tour starts, and service was super fast. Like, being Spain is some of the best, fastest service I've ever had. And we didn't even ask for it, so...
Yalla, yalla.
Yalla, yalla. We got the green dots and we're ready to see the patios. The unique thing about going to see the patios during the patio festival is that we're so lucky to see some patios that are not open the rest of the year. Like this one is only open during a week every year. Patio on our tour. It's Patio Calle del Aceite number 8. We will explore some more patios though, which are not included in this tour, because there are just so many amazing patios, and especially now during the patio festival that they're all open to the public, and as you can tell, it's really worth it. These patios are open all year round, but now they're for free. So there are some insane lines to get in, but it's worth the wait. We're now in the San Basilio neighborhood. This is where the patios that are open all year around are. Normally you have to pay for them. It's very popular to go on guided tours to see several of them. But now, during the patio festival, they're all free, which means that everyone wants to go and see them at once. And as you can tell, there are really long queues to get in, but it is worth it. Like, when you go outside the festival, they're quite empty. It's not many people there, and it's easier to get photos and all of that, but it is a really special time to come here during the patio festival. It's so much people, music and happiness.
I
Plaza de la Corredera. It is the biggest square of its kind in all of Andalusia. As you can see, it's built in the same style as the Castilian Plaza Mayor, and it has a long history. It's like what you see today was rebuilt around the 8th to the 1600s, and they found remains of great Roman mosaics here. And now you can see them in Alcázar de los Reyes Cristianos. And yeah, the square has been outside the city walls, but still really important throughout the time. So it's been used as a marketplace, it was used for executions, it's been used for bullfights, and yeah, you name it. So it's a really cool place to see in Cordoba, and really, it reminds me a lot about Plaza Mayor in Madrid actually. This is the Roman temple in Cordoba. It is believed that they started building it around year 41 to 54 AD, so it's super old, but they didn't actually find it before they started to build out the town hall in the 1950s. So quite new ruin for Cordoba. I'm in the Viana Palace. The palace itself was full, like tickets were sold out, so I really recommend booking them in advance. But I got tickets for the patios at least, so I'm gonna show you how beautiful they are. Vienna Palace, and wow, like it was 12 patios in the garden that I walked through in there, and it really shows the opulence of the 16th century and beyond. Like, wow. The Vienna Palace really is a must visit, especially if you like patios, but even so, it's super interesting and so cool. When you're super tired after walking for that long, have to wait to get some food. It's such a great night vibe here in Cordoba. It's heaps of small little cafes and restaurants and all the warm lights in the historical buildings. Mosque-Cathedral of Cordoba. It is one of the biggest examples of how different religions coexisted in Cordoba. It was a Roman temple here, and then when the Visigoths took over, it became a Christian Visigoth church, and it was first in the beginning of the 700s that the Moors took over and they started building a mosque. But they didn't just build a mosque on top of the church, they actually divided it in two so that the Christians could worship their God on one side and the Moorish would worship their God on the other side. 784 that the church was destroyed and the work of the Grand Mosque started. And this was the grandest mosque in all of Al-Andalus. After the reconquest of Cordoba in 1236, the Christians did not demolish the mosque. Instead, they started building on top of it, building around it, and created this unique building where it's basically a mosque and a cathedral melted together. I'm on my way up to the bell tower of the Mosque-Cathedral. It's pretty tiring to walk up all the stairs, but it's gonna be worth the views. The views were definitely worth it. I can't describe how cool it is to see the whole Mosque-Cathedral from the top, and the Patio de las Naranjas, which is the orange patio outside. So just look at these views. The ticket up here was only €3, so add that to the 13 cents in the Mosque-Cathedral and it's not that bad. Look at that! Las Flores is one of the most famous, cutest streets in Cordoba. Now in the Alcázar de los Reyes Cristianos, which is another UNESCO site here in Cordoba. shop where they work with leather and other things. It's really worth a visit as well. In Casa de Sefarad, which is a house museum which is dedicated to the Jews that were expelled in Cordoba. So let's see what I have in store. In 1391, all of Andalusia basically experienced like a big massacre of the Hebrew communities. Not only Cordoba, but also Seville, Écija, and a lot of other villages around. So this museum tells you a lot about the history of the Hebrew communities. And there are different artifacts, and there's also a music room where you can listen to Sephardi music. So it's a really nice place to learn more about the Hebrew communities that used to thrive in Andalusia. There's so little remains from their communities over Andalusia compared to the Moors and the Christians and other cultures that lived here. So it's really interesting to learn more about them. So I recommend that you visit the museum, it's worth it. The Casa Andalusi is a house museum which will show you how a typical Andalusian home was decorated back in the 12th century. And already from the patio and the entrance you can tell that it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Only preserved synagogue in the entire Andalusia, and I just learned that it's actually very little evidence of other synagogues in the region. There are some written evidence that there were built other synagogues, but that they were actually opened, there is none. So it's pretty unique to stand here witness a religion and a people that kind of just disappeared. Like there's so little left from the Jews in Andalusia compared to other religions. But the remains of the synagogue are really cool, and I really wish that they would take some more, use some more money to restore it even better, because what has been done is really beautiful, but there's still a lot more they can do. Hoping to get a quick walk up to the top of the Calahorra Tower, but I was just too late because it just closed like a few minutes after I went in there, and they didn't let me go in. Really sad. The views up there, like there is a small little museum in there too, but the views are really cool because you can see the bridge from above and with the Mosque-Cathedral at the end. So I really wanted to show you those views, but next time.
Next time.
I am at Medina Sahara. It's about a 10-15 minute drive outside of Cordoba, and one of the best sites in my opinion. It was built in the 10th century, this little city, by the Umayyad dynasty, and it was the seat of the Caliphate of Cordoba. The city fell during the Civil War in year 1010, and that was the end of the Caliphate. So the city was basically forgotten for about 1,000 years before they rediscovered it in around year 2000, and now is one of Cordoba's amazing UNESCO sites. Calahorra Tower to get the best views of the Roman Bridge. We went for the second best views. It's actually maybe even the best view.
And for free.
Yeah, and for free. But seriously, if you come, I really recommend walking around the Calahorra Tower to get the views because they're actually really good. But yeah, that was the last of our trip to Cordoba for this time. I really hope you enjoyed the city. It's full of amazing places. I can't say it enough. So whenever you get the chance, just book your ticket and go. See you in the next vlog.